Hey everybody, today is Sunday, May 24th, 2026. Welcome to another DMVCBN Comic Book Club. Shout out to all returning viewers and subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're here to discuss comic books, new and old, print and digital. We'll take turns sharing our recommendations, and we'll try to avoid spoilers unless we announce otherwise. So first, let's introduce ourselves. I'm your host, Freddie, aka the DMV comic book nerd. I am 37 years old and from the DMV, which is the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area here. What about you?
I am Claude, aka Curly Insane Guy. I am 34 and I am from Washington State.
All right, so we are here today to kind of let you know what we've been reading. We want to hear from you, so please feel free to drop a comment. Let us know what you've been reading. And let's go ahead and get started. Claude, you're our guest. Would you like to go first today?
Sure, just going over what I've been reading basically lately.
Yeah.
So I have started picking up more comics in general than when I first started getting on the show. So instead of like the 2 to 3 titles a week, I'm in like the five range, which is a lot for me. I've seen crazier stacks than that, but yeah, I've got a good mix of Marvel and DC. I just wanted to shout out the Marvel books that I'm reading first, real quick. So I am following a few books that are like spinning off of the X-Men titles, the main X-Men titles. Although I'm not reading the main X-Men books right now, I'm reading Moonstar, which has been phenomenal in my
Yes,
opinion.
yes, me
Absolutely
too.
love it. I've been following Cyclops, which is ending very soon. Really solid mini if you're into him, or if you're not into him and you think you might be interested in checking him out. I like that one. And then Generation X 23 has been really solid. That's written by Jody Hauser. Really good stuff. Exploring more of Laura Kinney and what is Gabby. So really good stories following those. And then I don't have it with me to show off. I have my Moonstar. I always
Yeah,
they always
here
have some amazing variant covers for Moonstar.
they
And then
do.
and
Here's
then
my A
I
cover
should
for
I need to
Moonstar
take them.
3.
Yeah, I need to take them out of the bag because it's so reflective over here for
You're
me.
good.
And then Generation X 23. This is just number one because I like that cover a lot. But
Nice.
I've been really enjoying those from Marvel. I'm following X-Force, which is shockingly an ongoing. I feel like everything at Marvel that I grab ends up being a mini series right
Now,
now.
is that Inglorious X-Force right
Inglorious
now?
X-Force. Yep.
I gotta keep up with these
Tim
adjectives so
Seeley.
I know
Yeah,
which one we're talking about.
that's I think it is the first Inglorious title, which is funny. So really liking that for sure. If you're a fan of Tabitha, Boom Boom, Boomer, all the different names, that's a really good series for like delving into her psychology. I've been impressed with how Tim Seeley's handling her. Because she can be like given a very surface level read, and he's trying to do more than that, but also explain like why she defaults to the surface level thing. And I think that's a cool thing to touch on. And then as far as other ongoings that I'm keeping up with from Marvel, there's Moon Knight. I think
Well,
Moon Knight's
before
been
well,
on
let's
an
come back to
incredible
that because
run.
I wanna stay on the X books for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
minute
let's
since
do
that's
that.
where we started. Yeah, like you mentioned a lot of great books. Some of that I'm reading, some that I haven't read yet, but they're on my radar, on my list. Yeah, like we're both reading Moonstar, so I kind of want to sit with that for a second and just say,
Yeah.
if you aren't reading this, why not? Like, check it out. It's a new series. This is Danny Moonstar's first solo book, as far as I'm aware.
Is it?
Um, and we're 3 issues in now. I think it might only be what 4 or 5 issues total.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 5.
Yeah, like a lot of these
I hope it's 5,
miniseries
not
are
4.
about
Yeah.
5. And it's by Ashley Allen and Eduardo Audino. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. You definitely get kind of like her greatest hits, but in a new story. Like they touch on, her different eras and what she's been through, which is, I like that it's retrospective in that kind of way. But I would say the one thing that I'm wanting more of from this series is just more of her Cheyenne heritage. Like we do get to see her family, but but we don't get a lot of like
Yeah, I think it's
cultural
interesting. Yeah, that
references.
they focus more on the Asgard ties
Yeah,
from the story. I'm
like
like,
she's a
okay, that
Valkyrie,
makes
she's a
sense to a certain
mutant,
extent.
she's a lot of things,
Yeah,
but she's
but it's
also a Cheyenne American, or a Cheyenne indigenous person. Um,
yeah, I
I mean,
think it
she
would be
is
cool to focus
American,
more
but
on that.
also like
Yeah.
I hesitate to like play up her American identity. Although just prior in the Age of Revelation, she was Captain America, so that was interesting. Um, and I felt like that book did also have more like references to her indigenous heritage, but you know, but different writers have different things that they feel strong in highlighting, and I think overall, I definitely recommend that one. Um, I've been reading Storm. Gotta keep up with my girl Storm. So here's issue 4, Earth's Mightiest
Nice.
Mutant. She has a daughter in the future, and she has a mother who's an alternate mother who's not her real mother. Crazy stuff happens in
Yeah, I
the
was about to
Marvel
say
Universe.
X-Men and families. Like it's
Yeah,
always gonna get really complicated.
but yeah, unfortunately, Storm has been downgraded to a mini series as well. It's
Oh,
no longer an
really?
ongoing, so I think that will be ending soon. I think there's like one more issue.
Oh, wow.
Um, so pre-order that, everybody. Let Marvel know that we are
Give it
reading
one
it.
last little boost.
Yeah, and then the last X book I want to just kind of mention is X-Men United. I read this recently. Issue 3 came out maybe this week, I think, and it was really good. Like X-Men United, for me, I wasn't sure where this relaunch was going, or I don't know if it's a relaunch because it was um, Exceptional X-Men with Eve Ewing,
Hmm.
and now Eve Ewing is still the writer, different artist. We have I can't say it, Tiago Palma as the artist, and um, the first issue to me was like not that revelatory. It didn't do as many new things that I haven't seen before. But I
Yeah.
feel like now that we're getting a few issues in, I'm starting to get a vibe for what this series is, where it's going, and what it's offering. Because I feel like it is offering, as the title implies, a new sense of unity among the X-Men, among the mutants. Something that's kind of been missing, I think, since Krakoa. And this issue in particular really um, connects to the Truth, Red, White, and Black series about Isaiah Bradley and the different Black Americans who were experimented on to become Captain America or super soldiers. So I didn't expect that, and I was really impressed with how it was handled. I mean, um, it's still kid friendly, but it also deals with real history, painful, traumatic history. So it's like I think that that's what the X-Men are about, right? It's about shining a light on, prejudices, injustices, and in the struggles of minorities. And so I really recommend this book, guys. Like pre-order that one too.
Yeah, I ended up not checking out the first one just because I wasn't sure what to expect, so I didn't jump on it, but I loved the covers. The newest short box that I got is actually an X-Men United one from the
I
connected
wanted
first
that short
covers.
box, and then
Yeah,
by the
it's
time I went to
nice.
get it, it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, at my shop too, they only get a few of them because I was like, I might pick it up, and he was like, well, we're only gonna get like a few more of these, and I was like, ah, fine, I'll grab it now. But I need to check out the story whenever it hits unlimited
But if I
for sure.
can say something that might be controversial, and another
Let's go.
disclaimer, we usually say, politics. We talk about politics here because comics are political, art is political. Um, I've said on threads how I really think it's important that a black woman is writing this book. She's the first black woman to write X-Men ongoing. Um, Although I do want to shout out Vita Ayala, who I think is non-binary, who was on New Mutants during the Krakoa era. But still, um, for this book, I was very perplexed as to why Eve Ewing chose Emma Frost as like the central character. To me, Emma Frost she gives white supremacy vibes. Like she's like white is her whole color scheme. She's the White Queen. If you go back to her early appearances, she was villainized. Like she was a villain. She was like terrorizing
Yeah.
Storm and Kitty and uh, and also she stole everything about her personality from Homegirl. What was her name from the Emma Frost series? Oh my gosh, I know this, but I can't. I'm blanking on her name right now. But like, if you read the her origin series, she had like a black friend growing up who was like British and a mutant and a telepath, and
Oh wow.
Emma was not British. Like she's like
Yeah, I didn't
New
read that
England.
origin series. I need to check it out.
Yeah, so she has a history of she has a less than um savory history, I would say, but I do feel like ever since Grant Morrison's run, she's kind of been on a redemption arc, but she's still
I honestly, she's
spicy.
just fun. Yeah, I think
Yeah, she's
maybe.
fun.
Yeah, I think
I don't
maybe
hate her.
Eve Ewing is just a fan of like,
I
just
think she
likes the
is. Like
character. Yeah, because
I listen.
exceptional. That was yeah,
It
that
also
was all
featured Emma
her.
heavily, and like I heard Eve Ewing say on an interview that she likens Emma Frost to like a Veronica Lodge type of character, like Archie, like the just the rich bitch, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and I that's fun to write, like chewing the
Yeah.
scenery constantly and everything.
Hmm.
So it is interesting that that's kind of the focal character, though.
Yeah. So like I I think I do think Eve Ewing is interested in continuing the redemption arc of Emma Frost because she is a redeemable character. She's always been concerned about. I don't know about always, but for many books she's been
It's
concerned
become
about
more
the
of a thing.
children.
Yeah, it has become one of her defining characteristics, but yeah, I don't think she started that way necessarily.
Yeah, and then it's like, um, but then even that, I can't always take it seriously because you remember like that lady from The Simpsons who's like, "Won't somebody think of the children?" Like I feel like it's a
Exactly.
little bit of a joke sometimes, but I do believe I do respect Emma as a teacher because I do appreciate her depictions where she's a sincere, concerned about the kids teacher. Um, so there's that, and so this issue in particular was interesting because you have Emma working with Captain America against the wishes of some of the other X-Men, like and some of the other people involved, it really brings up some tensions around mutant relations and race relations, and it, but it's all in the spirit of community and healing. So I think that's really notable. So I've probably
Yeah,
gone
I
on
need to
enough
check.
about this.
No, I need to check the series out. Yeah. I haven't heard a ton of people talking about it. I did hear that they were bringing in some of the stuff with Elijah Bradley and everything in it, and I that also surprised me because I was like, I don't really know what X-Men United like the main story is following or anything.
Right. So
So,
so to that point, I will say like it doesn't show Elijah Bradley. It kind of
oh,
leads
okay,
into the idea that there were other experimented
gotcha.
on soldiers and they're out there, like they're not all dead, which we might have thought of
Oh,
before. And so, um, on top of that, it did kind of resolve in this issue. So I don't know if Eve Ewing is trying to do like a more episodic, done
yeah,
in
where you
one
could pick it
approach.
up at any point, which is I think that's a cool way to approach a
Yeah,
series.
I appreciate that because I think Eve Ewing might realize now, like a lot of writers do, that you only have a limited time to tell your story. Like before you get either canceled or you get subsumed by an event, right?
Yeah, I was about to say those events will just eat you up. Yeah.
So you might as well just
If you've
leave
got a
everything on the
story, yeah,
table,
put it out
put
there.
it out there. So and maybe it will be more of a 5 or 6 issue arc. I don't know yet,
Yeah.
but so far the first 3 issues did present a few different ideas, and they kind of resolved some of
Okay.
them. So
That's
we'll
cool.
see.
Yeah. That makes it seem like it would be easy to jump into, so
Yeah,
I'm
like
about
I do
that
think
since
it's
I
new reader
haven't been.
friendly.
Yeah. That's good. Need more of that for Marvel for sure.
Yeah. All right. Any other X books that you wanted to highlight before we
Um,
move on from there?
I'm also following Magic and Colossus, which is ending soon. And then I finished the Rogue series this week.
Ooh,
So yeah.
those books I need to get into. I did have the first issue of Rogue, so I'm definitely interested to continue with that.
Rogue ended up kind of like faltering for me. I feel like it could have been honestly shorter than it was. There was one there's one issue that really just seems like it's way too long of a stretch between, I think it's issue 4. That was it. It felt kind of unnecessary. It's an interesting premise. Yeah, check it out. I'm interested to see what you think about it. I do want to make a video talking about how the series hit me as a whole. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, by the way, the character I was thinking of, her name is Astrid Bloom. That's the one who Emma Frost
gotcha.
stole her whole entire personality from, and then she killed her, or like she like died. It was like very tragic. I don't know why
Yeah.
they even wrote that storyline. But anyway, back to Rogue. I do find it interesting that Rogue has a solo series on top of Uncanny X-Men. I have been trying to
Yeah,
catch up on
it
Uncanny
does like
X-Men.
dip back into that now and then too with what's going on with there, like as the Rogue series goes. But yeah, I to me this feels like something that could have just been kind of sandwiched into a couple issues of Uncanny versus, I mean, it's a different writer, so that wouldn't have happened. But ultimately, to me, didn't feel like it needed to be this many issues. I really could have been like a a thick one shot. I don't know that they could have done it with one normal sized issue, but I don't think it needed 5 by the end of it.
Hmm. Maybe that's something I might wait until it's on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did buy the first issue. Um, are you up to date, or are you reading Uncanny?
No, I'm not.
Interesting.
I
Any
haven't. Yeah.
reasoning?
I started it at the beginning, basically when all the X books relaunched, which is now like 2 years ago, I think. I tried the first couple issues of each of the big runs, and I just didn't stick with any of them. They didn't grab me fast enough, and I'm definitely regretting it with Uncanny. The things I've seen from it and like little clips and people's impressions of it, I'm like, that probably would have been a good one to hop onto. And I really like Gail Simone, so yeah, probably should have stuck with that one. Are you liking that one?
I like it. I do wonder if it if it exists in competition with like X-Men United, or if it's just a different option.
Yeah.
I sometimes I don't know if comic books are like competing with themselves, or if they're actually just providing different options for people, because like, or if they're meant to be appealing to everybody, like, because like I mean, I feel like Uncanny X-Men and Eve Ewing's X-Men have been pretty similar. They both have a new younger cast with an
Mhm.
older established cast, and just like the overall premise is offering a similar thing.
Very similar things. Yeah.
There's different location, different cast though, so it's like, you can have a preference there. I am trying to read them both. I'm trying to buy more of the Eve Ewing books in print versus the Uncanny books. I mean, I would buy them both if I could. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't buy every book,
Yeah, that's
um,
exactly. But no,
but
I get it. If there's like of the two books, I feel like one has a better chance of survival without necessarily having to support it as much because it's a more recognized name or like a yeah, and it's been going already. So I would kind of be the same way where it's like, well, let's give Eve Ewing a chance to really keep a story going. So I would do the same thing if I was following either of those. I would be trying to back that one just because I really want some other books to survive, and I think it's the same reason why I don't necessarily buy Batman and Superman that much. I'm like I can back up a book that maybe will only get 6 issues if I'm not supporting it, or I can
yeah,
do the one that's guaranteed to keep running. I would
yeah, and
like
this
to,
is
yeah,
this is what it's like when you've been a comic book fan for years. You start to realize that it's not just about being a fan. Sometimes you have to like sometimes if you can support a book that's as it comes out, it'll help it last
keep
longer
coming.
than
Yeah,
if you're reading it later on in trade or in collected format on or digital. Like I mean, if you or do what you got to do as a reader. As long as you're reading, you know,
Yeah.
we support you. We're glad that you are
Yeah,
doing
and
what you are
and we
doing.
both totally understand that like money is tight all around for a lot of people. So like
Yeah, there's all kinds of
support what you
factors
can,
that,
but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, like it's dropping that much on Comics Weekly is tough.
yeah, it is. And so that's why I'm like saying like there's too many X books. And I've been saying this since the relaunch. There's too many Marvel books, too many DC books. But hopefully that's got pros and cons. There's something for everybody. Unfortunately, I can't read everything.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be getting a new wave of number ones from Marvel again soon, so
Oh my gosh.
it just it keeps continuing. Well, like
Yeah.
Moon Knight, which I was about to highlight that I've been reading, it's been relaunched with the same writing team so
Yeah.
many times, and I'm
Like,
like, why can't you just keep it going? Because it is one continuous story, but they're like, now it's
and I was
finishing
gonna
Moon Knight. Now it's yeah, and I'm like, why?
and I was gonna mention Jed McKay's X-Men. Like we didn't talk about that series. Like
Yeah,
I'm 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 trying to finish Age of Revelation. So when I finish that, then I'll get back into what Jed
mainline.
McKay's doing. And I generally like Jed McKay. Um, but yeah, that's another one that I can't like keep up with in print format at the moment. Um,
Yeah, I don't hear much about the main X book. Like when people are talking X-Men, it's Uncanny that feels like it's the main X book, at least in my
Interesting.
circles.
No, I
I
mean, yeah,
love
I do
Jed
think
McKay too, but
Uncanny. Yeah,
yeah,
I think I thought they were kind of like
pretty
neck and neck,
close.
but maybe Uncanny might have the edge. Yeah. Um, so I think that's about it for X books.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Let me take a quick minute to talk about something cool that happened yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
So at my local comic book store, shout out to Third Eye, they had a big signing and they had like five different creators and I was able to get a couple things signed. So I got my Spider-Man Superman #1 issue signed by um, Sanford Greene. He did this cover.
That's the cover I got for it too.
Nice. Yeah,
I
like
had to get,
it was
yeah.
so cool and like I could not miss him signing it for me. I was like, and you're telling me it's free too? Like, like we did have,
Oh,
there was
I
a
love
long
that.
line, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
He also signed my copy of Bitter Root, Volume 1. So
Nice.
I don't know if you can really see the signature there in the corner, but
Yeah, you can see it. I can see
yeah.
it.
No, but like he was, as an artist does, he was very kind to like not cover up the main artwork, but it, like the side.
Yeah, it's
Um,
tricky on some covers where to put it. I've had some where I
yeah.
get them to sign it inside because it would just get lost in the yeah in the art.
And then another big book that was getting signed that day, they had the writer for the new Absolute Green Arrow book. So I picked that
Nice.
up, issue 1, and the writer, I believe it's pronounced Pornsak Pishote. I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
said that correct, but like he did a great job with this new book. I read it last night, and
Nice.
yeah, like check that out if you're interested in what's happening with Green Arrow and the Ultimate.
Always a fan of
Sorry,
when they use
the
yeah,
absolute
always a
universe.
fan when they use the gold letter signing.
Yeah, yeah. Like, are have you heard about that Absolute Green Lantern book?
The yeah,
Green
Green
Arrow.
Arrow. Yeah, yeah. I love Absolute Green Lantern, so that's fine too. But yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I ended up not picking it up. I might go to the store today and grab it. Just it's I didn't realize it was a limited series. I think I missed that at first, that it's going to be limited, and I'm like, okay, well that's easier to commit to. I have a few series that are ending right now, so it still keeps my number of books about the same.
Hmm.
So I might start grabbing that one too. Great premise, like and very relevant to today's times. So,
Yeah, and they also introduced Absolute Black Canary.
yeah.
Um, so I was intrigued by the first issue. It did remind me of the CW Arrow show, but with a new twist. Um, I'll admit I still don't know who Absolute Green Arrow is,
Yeah.
and so that'll be an ongoing mystery, I'm sure. Um,
Do you have your like who you suspect it might be? Are you on the train of like it's Undead Ollie or
Yeah, like
What are you
I have a
thinking?
few speculations. Like, is he a zombie? Is he undead? Or is it, well, before I read it, I was like, is it Black Canary? Spoiler alert, I don't think it's Black Canary, but,
Gotcha. I know a lot of people hoping that it's Connor Hawk, so
possibly, there is some mention of various sidekicks to Green
okay.
Arrow, who could play a role. I don't know I don't know where these absolute books are going. I'm always kind of surprised.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. You made a point that I kind of want to revisit, like, as far as, there's so many number ones, and there's so many, some that are ending, and sometimes that you can kind of, as you let go of one, you can hop onto a new one. But like, I think, um, there's a lot of conversation right now about ongoings versus miniseries, and,
Hmm.
we could get into that in depth, but I'm just going to say really briefly that I'm coming around to the idea of miniseries and new number ones. Like, I know it's annoying that everything always has a new number one, but on the other hand, I'm like, this is telling audiences or readers, this is a good jumping on point. This is a fresh, you can buy this issue and you don't have to worry too much about what came before. This is chapter one of a new story.
Yeah.
And,
And then for
um,
limited, you also know when it ends.
yeah, it's like,
It's
it's less
because
of a
it's
burden on your wallet.
well, that and it like it sucks whenever you're following it ongoing and it gets canceled, so it ends up being treated like a limited series. Anyway, it's like, well, if you know from launch it's a limited series, then you know what to expect out of it. You don't have to have your hopes dashed by the fact that it's Marvel and they're like, 6 issues is enough for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it has pros and cons like everything,
it does.
but uh, I don't want the fandom to minimize the value of miniseries because, you know, for me, I'm very much a person who appreciates quality over quantity.
Yep.
Give me a good miniseries over, a bad ongoing. Like, I don't want
Yeah,
to,
well, yeah, it's like it's
be.
not better just because it's still going, right?
Hmm.
Like, yeah, it's you can tell
So,
quality stories in that time and then revisit it. I think those will probably stand up better a lot of the time, like looking back, than something that was like, oh, this was 48 issues and it had these dips in qualities or like came back up or like, oh, one volume of it is good. If it's something that will exist as only one volume, it could end up being stronger and more like having more longevity.
all
So,
right, well, let's move on to our next book or selection. Would you like to share something with our friends?
so I have been checking out DC's Next Level initiative. So I got so far all of those that have come out. I've tried the first issue or two of them. Some of them I have ended up dropping just for financial reasons, or the book didn't grab me as much as I wanted. So the two that I am locked in on that I will keep following unless there is some horrible misstep somehow is Zatanna and Fury of the Firestorm. Both
I bought
quality books.
Satana. I
That
don't
was the
have
one
it
I
on
couldn't
me.
find to show. Yeah, that was my one that I couldn't find to show. I have Firestorm right here.
Should I try
I
and go grab my copy? I think I know where mine
Yeah,
is.
go grab it. Go grab
Yeah,
it.
you talk about it while I go grab it.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I'll talk about Firestorm a little since I have that one to show. Also, just in general, I got the Jorge Corona covers for all the number ones because I like having that as a connection point. It looks good collection wise. But yeah, I've been loving Firestorm. I knew I was going to be into that one because I'm a Jeff Lemire fanboy in general, but it started off really good. Interior art is amazing. And yeah, it's to me right next to Zatanna at the top of the next level books.
How many
Zatanna
issues are
started
out of
of
Firestorm?
Firestorm just two right now.
I read a preview of the first issue,
Hmm.
or maybe I read the next level free comic book day issue.
Yeah, that had a
Um,
little bit of
and
everything.
so, like, I was like concerned. I was like, what are they doing with my boy Firestorm? Like, is he turning into a villain, or is he like
Yeah,
possessed, or like what's going on?
it reminded me a lot of the Tom King, what was the name of that? Where Captain Atom was the villain in it and he's like, I'm a god and starts doing these things. That's the Jenny Sparks book that he did. I thought it might be going that angle, but it's really delving into the psyche of Firestorm, all the different parts of Firestorm, and
Is it Ronnie Raymond, or do we not know?
it is. Now I'm getting my name. It's Ronnie Raymond. Yeah, it is Ronnie. And I think it's going to be a lot about finding his identity. The second issue was very much about like who he was before Firestorm and everything like that.
Does he
I
still
think it
have a
ended in a really
second
interesting way.
personality?
Yeah, as far as Dr. Stein in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's something going on. Very like
Hmm.
yeah.
Intriguing. I might have to check that out.
I think it's
Um,
really good. I need to reread it, honestly, before I talk about it again. But I have been enjoying it. The second issue ended off in a very fun place. I think it's going to be a little more action next issue, which is good. The first two issues were very introspective, which I enjoy, but I think a little splash of action in there too, where you get like the internal world and then a battle outside will be like a good treat for the eyes at the very least. So, but you read
all right.
Zatanna?
So I actually haven't gotten to read it yet.
Oh no,
That's,
I think you're gonna like it.
but yeah, but I definitely was like, let me pick this up because I do really enjoy Jamal Campbell's art, and
did you read
he's
the
also writing
Zatanna
this.
series before that? His other one
I
that he did?
no, like I don't read a
Oh,
lot of Zatanna, so I'm interested to find out
I would check
what's in
that one
store.
out too. It's not necessary for this run, but it does feel like it just kind of continues it. So yeah, I think it's worth checking out. And again, it's gorgeous. It also features one of my favorite characters from DC, which is Blue Devil. Great character.
I
Um,
I was going to mention Blue Devil to you because I'll mention it later.
Okay,
Finish
gotcha.
your thought.
So I'm hoping he shows up in Zatanna proper. But yeah, Zatanna to me, I think like really as far as the next level books goes, like it did everything perfect for a first issue. Like it grabbed you enough, gave you an idea of what was coming, and it wasn't too confusing. A lot of the next level, like Deathstroke was a little murky at the beginning because it was a confusing thing for him. So it's like, what's happening here? Batwoman is being told in a very like interesting narrative way where it's kind of like jumping around in time, and that can be tough to follow. So to me, Zatanna really nailed like the pacing of a first issue and introducing the concept. So, well, really well done by Jamal Campbell. I'm impressed.
Yeah, like I think why I've held off on reading it yet is because like you said, there was a prior miniseries, so I'm like trying to figure out do I should I go back and read that before I jump in, or should I just dive in fresh at
I
this
think
number
you'd
one?
like it. I think you'd like the other series a lot, but you can just jump straight into this one. They show someone at one point where it's like, "Oh, you have more context if
Yeah,
you read the other one," but they don't even get into that character right away. So, yeah, first issue definitely worth hopping into. It'll probably make you want to read that previous series. So,
yeah. So it sounds like I'll be good either way. I'm looking
either way,
forward to it.
I think you're going to end up reading all of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I on the topic of next level,
Yeah.
I do just want to ask about Deathstroke. Like, I'm confused about like, do people
Like
like Deathstroke? Do they consider him like kind of a pedo? Like, I don't know.
I
Does he have a
am
relationship with
interested to
Tara?
see if they delve into that at all, because it does seem like a thing they try to sweep under the rug constantly. They have an opportunity with how they ended issue three to maybe address that in a way to take that off of him. But yeah, I always feel weird grabbing a book about Deathstroke because I'm like, that is part of his history until they change that.
Yeah, like
You're
in
not
addition to being a mercenary murdering
Yeah,
killer
and
guy,
like
he's
you're
also
clearly not supposed to really like the guy, I
yeah, like
hope.
he's
Yeah,
definitely a villain, right? And there's places for villains as
yeah.
the protagonist, but like I don't know, I find it kind of not my
Weird
thing.
to have him.
Um,
Yeah. I am kind of in the same boat where I'm like, I feel weird buying a Deathstroke book. I just really like the creator on this one, whose name Tony Fleets. I like him. He worked on Local Man with Tim Seeley, and I think it's Tim Seeley. And so I was like, I really want to support this book. And I talked to him at Emerald City Comic Con, and he was saying that he had already had like up to, I think it was like eight ready. So I'm like, okay, this book will have legs, so I do want to follow something DC like that. And it's I dropped Lobo in the end. Lobo's just never been a character that I like that much, and issue
Same.
two felt like it kind of capped off what happened in issue one. So I'm like, this is a good jumping off point for me. And then Batwoman just didn't get like spinning up as much as I wanted it to, although I instantly regretted dropping it because the question was added back in, and I like Renee Montoya a
Ooh,
lot.
me
Yeah,
too. Like I love Greg
yeah,
Rucka. I love the way he writes his characters. He definitely has his favorites, like Batwoman, Question. Like I
yeah.
think I think I do want to check that out eventually, but I haven't hopped on yet,
Yeah,
really.
I've heard good things about the third issue. I just didn't like the pacing of the first two, and I was trying to be a little choosy, so I dropped two of the next level books. Deathstroke is the next one that's kind of like on the chopping block, but the third issue was really good and kind of explained more of the first two, so I'm gonna stick with that one a little longer. It may just be a one arc book for me, and then Firestorm and Zatanna, I'm all in on, even though it's next level.
I gotcha. Um, well, on the topic of DC,
Yeah.
I would like to mention the new Titans book. I've been following that. They've renamed the title. It was just Titans, and then after
Oh, that's a
DCKO,
cool cover.
yeah, I got this cyborg variant cover. It looks so cool.
Yeah, that is sick.
And then, but even I love how they put the A
They
cover
do
on the
put the A
inside.
cover on the inside. I thought that was good.
So you got
Yeah.
the new Titans. You get to see who they are. We got Superman. Wait, John Kent. I don't know what he goes by
I
anymore.
think they're calling
Um,
him, are they calling him Super Sun? I know
Su-
that was a thing for a
I
little
don't
bit.
think that's his real code name. I don't. They still call him Superman in the book.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he had got another one, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah, but
I'm fine with
anyway,
him just being Superman as well. Like,
yeah, it's fine. But yeah, you got him. You got Wonder Girl.
yeah,
From the Amazon. What's her name?
Yara Floor.
Yara
Is
Floor.
that
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then you got Batgirl, Stephanie. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Um, so they're like the new Trinity for the new Titans. Like you always got to have some version of Batman, Superman, and Wonder
You gotta have those three
Woman.
for some reason.
But you still got a few of the old, like the OG Titans involved. You got a few other characters.
Yeah,
Terra, who we
Cyborg's
were
getting
talking
a
about
lot of
earlier.
focus, right?
Cyborg is getting a lot of focus. Like, here's the latest issue,
Yeah.
issue number 35. And yeah, Cyborg is a big reason why I'm picking up this book because I do like Cyborg. I do want to see what's going on with him post DCKO. Um,
Is Tempest in that book? Just because I'm
Tempest has a cameo. I
okay.
mean, but don't buy this book if you're looking for a
Based on
Tempest.
Tempest. Yeah. No, I'm just curious. I'm not that big of a Tempest guy, but I do like his design, so
Yeah.
okay.
Um, so yeah, it has lots of cameos from like different Titans related characters. So if you're a fan of Titans from any era, there's probably something for you in this new book. And also, it's been revealed that I mean, if you've been reading DCKO, you might already know, but it's been revealed that Static is going to join the team soon. So get your pre-orders in if you're interested in that. Um, Static has already been on the Titans before, so I'm not like it's not like new, but it's also,
Yeah, but him just being
but
around again,
yeah, like but
it's
like, so
exciting.
yeah, it's like a lot of fans are having mixed opinions about this as far as representation, as far as uh, like I'm like we've discussed a little bit before DC so white like
Mhm.
it's this is not a new ongoing for Static, but
Yeah.
he at least is appearing more than he was. Like I finished up the Static Batman Beyond miniseries this month. That was good. But again, we're getting miniseries. We're not getting ongoings, but the quality is good. So I do
Yeah.
recommend them. Um,
I do have a thing about the DC So White that it's like a developing story. I did see a post from Stephanie Williams on Threads today where it was like Jim Lee followed her on Instagram or something, and she was like, basically something's coming, and I'm like, is she about to get it ongoing or something?
hmm.
So I don't know.
I mean, people have been saying please put her on Vixen.
That's what I
Um,
was. That was where I first went.
but
But it's also just what characters she would want to write. Like,
right, Stephanie
I
Williams
trust
have
her to
proven
choose
she can write
someone.
anything she wants to
Exactly.
write.
I was about to say,
It,
I trust her to write, who she wants to write. It could be anyone. Like,
yeah,
and
so
that's exciting.
it's exciting, but it's not a guarantee that we're gonna get a
An
Black
ongoing.
ongoing book.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to keep pushing, keep pre-ordering, keep. I mean, I think if we don't get one, I think the architects of DC So White are they mentioned that they're entering phase two, which I think might be an
Okay.
organized boycott.
That's what I was thinking.
Um,
Is it a boycott?
like I don't want to speak for them because you can research it and get more direct
Yeah.
info, but like I will say for myself, I I I understand the reasonings and I'm on board with the demands. Um, am I 100% in agreement with every position? No, because you know, as much as I love comic books, I feel like you know right now we're in a time where there are bigger fish to fry. Like we're losing voting rights. We have wars going
Yeah.
on. Our economy is in shambles. Like there's a million things that I feel like if we can deal with our problems, you know, at the root, maybe we can kind of have less problems on the fringes.
Yeah.
Like comic books. I feel like as much as I love comic books,
Are another symptom of, yeah.
it's a symptom and it's not the root of the problem. So,
Yeah.
but
But at the same time, like if it moves the needle in some way,
yeah,
maybe like it's
then I,
tough.
yeah, I
Yeah,
want to do my part as far as
exactly.
buying, pre-ordering certain books, and maybe even like for me, it's not right now. It hasn't been a full-on boycott, but I have been selective in which books I buy, and I
Yeah.
do think you know you do have to have like for a long time people said vote with your dollars, like vote with like the books that you pay for, the books that you buy are the books that you want to see succeed, and hopefully you'll get more of that if more people do that. And that's why we're
Yeah.
here. We're promoting the books we want more people to read
It's true. Like,
and
please
buy.
read these. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one that I brought specifically to talk about because I think I need to look into it. I think it got cut short because of lack of support. So it's one that's over that I'm gonna spotlight. But that's part of the whole thing is like, can you keep a book going, especially
Yeah.
like indies? Um,
Yeah.
the big two, I think, have more freedom to like try a book that won't survive because they're a big company. So the
You
fact
would
that they're
think that they would.
yeah,
That's
the
why.
fact that they're
So
not giving an ongoing, or the fact that Marvel is just sticking to so many limited series, makes it feel like they're not really giving those a shot either. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on
it's
over there.
it's a very questionable point in time. Like, I mean, I'm of the opinion that this is nothing new though, because I've been saying for years, like I've been pointing out how often the X-Men teams lack black characters. Sometimes they have more blue characters than black
Then
characters.
yeah,
Or like,
I mean that the start of Inglorious X-Force, that's exactly what it feels like too. Eventually they, add a character of color, but right at the start, I'm like, oh, that's a look. And there's been another during One World Under Doom. I saw the team and I was like, it's just like a very like it was a very male group in that one where I was like,
mhm.
this group is just dudes.
Just dudes,
But
yeah.
and
Are you
it
talking about
felt really
Weapons
weird.
X Force?
Yeah, Weapon
Yeah,
X-Force. I was like, what is going on here?
yeah.
Which
Like, and then
I didn't end up finishing it, so they may have added people to the roster, but
like
it
I
threw me off.
for decades I've had critiques of Marvel, but also critiques of DC. Probably
Hmm.
more critiques of DC because like every era, whether it's like the Rebirth era or the New 52 era. New 52 was they tried to be more diverse, I think. Um, and then like but the Jeff Johns era, as much as I love a lot of Jeff Johns books, he was intentionally bringing back like the old Silver Age, good old boys, like bringing back
Yeah,
Hal Jordan, bringing back Barry Allen, like and everybody like
the
it
Boys
was
Club JL.
yeah, like it was it was just like it can be regressive when we cling to the past, but I understand that a lot of the older characters are the moneymakers, like and specifically
Yeah,
Batman,
exactly. They've
Superman.
got all
So
that like history behind them. They've already got, that cultural cachet. So you want to put them on the book just to keep it active, but yeah,
But
it's
I to this day, I'm still mad that like in Marvel we at least have Wakanda, but in DC we have Gorilla City. I'm like,
oof, oof, oof.
do you all realize that the reason they have Gorilla City is because they didn't publish black characters at the time? Like they were not, they were like they went to like it's in Africa. Superheroes could go to Africa, but the only characters they could interact with were intelligent talking gorillas. And like,
Ooh.
so like it's just very like it's problematic when you think about it. But I think they've tried to smooth over those edges. But it is what it is. Um, can it be better? Absolutely. Can we demand better? Ask for better? Absolutely. But I will not take fault as a reader for what they're doing. Like I'm doing my best out here trying to support books that are diverse
Yeah,
and pre-order things and like I don't like that the burden is put on the reader to like oh
yeah,
this book
that's
fails it's your fault like no
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
actually
it's
they could
yeah.
easily start ongoing today. There are
Yeah,
plenty of
if they really
creators.
wanted to, yeah, those companies are not going to collapse if they have one book that sells a little less than they're hoping.
Yeah, and there's so
Truly.
many Batman, Superman books. Like they just announced new ones. They announced a
Uh,
new Batman and Robin year one. Like they're bringing back the Mark Wade. Like Mark Wade is another one who as talented as he is, he's always bringing back the Silver Age, the Bronze Age.
yeah,
Like
I mean, there's so much revisiting in general right now. Like the current Psylocke ongoing at Marvel is set in the past. There's another one coming out that's also they just really want to like, hey, remember the books you liked in the past? Are you gonna buy if we just do those again?
well, at least
Um,
Psylocke is somewhat Asian. I mean, like there's a whole
Yeah, it's
complicated
yeah, so
aspect
it's,
of her
it's
being.
complicated because that's the era they go back into is whenever she's in that body, and yeah, so it's that one's also rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah, like
It's
I did prefer the I do prefer the current status quo where they're separate and
mhm.
she can have her own body again. And like you got Canon, you've got
And she can
um
be, with
Betsy.
Rachel Gray. That's good.
Yep. So like there's
Support that.
diversity there.
Yeah,
But they canceled um
they did.
what was that book? Was that an X Force book? X
Not X-Force, it was Excalibur.
X well they canceled Excalibur, but they also it turned into
Oh, the one
um
yeah,
with
Psylocke and
Forge.
yes,
Um
that one got canceled too. That was X-Force.
I can't keep up with these X Forces. They're like they have the same name, but they're totally different teams.
Yeah, this one doesn't have Inglorious in the title, so clearly it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. Well, you had mentioned a book that you wanted to talk about. Do you want to bring it up
Yeah,
now?
yeah. So this one is a Mad Cave Studios book, and it is, or was, because this is the final issue that I'm showing, The New Space Age, by Kenny
Ooh.
Porter and Mike Becker. I this book got on my radar because I like Mike Becker's other work. If you check out his Instagram, he's got really cool redesigns of DC characters. He should honestly be working for DC and doing a New Gods book because his rendition of the New Gods looks incredible. But yeah, this is a book about it's a little bit in the future. The this astronaut program, NASA and everything is, basically being disassembled completely and everything. He loses his job, and his whole reasoning for why he wants to be an astronaut, the main character, is that his brother went missing as a child and was abducted by aliens. And he wants to get out to space to look for his brother. And things take a wild turn as magic gets involved. It becomes more of like a sci fantasy thing when it looks like it's launching as a sci-fi. The characters are really endearing. There's a small cast, which means like Kenny Porter really dives into how each character feels and acts, and the art's phenomenal. But yeah, the book is only 5 issues. It feels like it could have gone further. I don't know if it was cut short for sales or what. I know by the time the final issue came out, I went to pick it up at my shop. I hadn't pre-ordered, and when I got there, they were like, "Oh, we didn't order that for the shop." So I had to get them to order it there, and I was like, "Oh." that's what happens to books like this, essentially.
Yeah.
If they don't get the sales, then they just don't get ordered. And yeah, so I'm kicking myself for not doing my part in getting this book like further. It does feel like the story completed in five, but I don't know if that was out of necessity or if it could have gone further. Maybe it'll come back at some point. It is going to be collected in trade paperback, that's confirmed, so people can check it out then. The New Space Age by Kenny Porter and Mike Becker. Really solid stuff. Wish it could have gone longer. Um, I really like Mad Cave Studio has been putting out some cool stuff. I'm trying to get more into other indies and everything. Been following some Image books, which feels like the third of the big three now versus being one of the big two. But yeah, that's that from Mad Cave. Ignition Press has also been doing some cool stuff, so shout out to them. I just grabbed Innards by them, which is a cool like sci-fi story. So.
Well, thanks for sharing that because that definitely looks cool. I haven't even heard of that, so I'm gonna have to check it out.
No one was
Um,
talking about it, unfortunately.
yeah. So
I
let's
tried.
keep talking about indies a bit. Like I want to share one that I found. One day, like a few weeks ago, I was at Third Eye. This was on the shelves. It's called Defiant: The Story of Robert Smalls. This is a historical fiction. Like it's based off of real history, but they do kind of present in a narrative form that so it's comic book form. So it's very cool. Like I was like, I hadn't heard about this book until I saw it on the stands. I was like, let me pick this up. I was somewhat familiar with the story of Robert Smalls, but the whole point of this book is to let people know his story about how he escaped slavery, how he helped other people escape slavery, and just how he became a U.S. congressman, and like so many different things. It's a very interesting story, very well done. It's by Stranger Comics and Legion M. And like when I got that first issue, I was like, immediately I had to get the trade because it's already out. Like
Nice. I was about to
apparently
ask if it's an ongoing or a limited or
it's
yeah.
a 4 issue mini, and it
Nice.
apparently came out in 2024. So I don't
Okay.
really know why I saw it on the new issues stand at my store
Maybe it
recently.
just now got collected or I don't know. That is
Like
confusing
it was
because you saw the
the
single
single
issue.
issue was on the stand,
Maybe
so
someone
maybe they're
picked it up and
re-releasing
just
it.
dropped it there. Yeah, who
I
knows?
don't know. Like I think it was like a whole, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like actual display. Interesting.
Yeah, but I was glad it was there because I wouldn't have known about it, and now I knew, and now I've read it, and it's great. And this book, it's by let's see, let me get all the names for you guys. Uh, so if the writer is Rob Edwards, the interior artists are Sean Damian Hill and Alex Patterson, and there's just a whole cool crew of people who worked on this book, and they worked really hard to put it out there. They'd like to make a movie of it one day,
Yeah,
so get in while it's still brand new. Like this was a really cool indie book that I just wanted to shout out.
very cool.
All right. Did you have any other books you want to shout out?
Another one I've been reading that I think is gonna take off in a little bit here is Capes, which is part of
Capes.
the Invincible universe. So it is Robert Kirkman. It
Who's
is
that big head dude?
that big. That's big. Oh, it's a big brain. I'm gonna be put on the spot and not remember his name. He's
I don't know too
very
much
important
about
to the story.
Invincible.
Yeah, so it's interesting. These are old stories that appeared in like backups of Invincible and have been collected and given new art and new dialogue. So it's kind of old, kind of new. But starting in issue seven, and this is issue six, which wraps up all the old material, issue seven is going to be new stories set in the Invincible universe, which people are, obviously wanting more of right now. So that comes out this week. It's the first of like new material set in the Invincible universe, which is cool. It's still set in the past from where Invincible ended, but it's all new, all different. To steal a Marvel thing. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think people should check it out because yeah, Invincible's got that cultural cachet right now too. So be on the cutting edge of it by reading the comics before these things are introduced in other media. Go support as it comes out.
Nice. Like I do want to backtrack on my comment on Defiant being historical fiction. Like I might have used that term incorrectly. Like it's historical an adaptation. What do you call it? Like it's like
Yeah, I
Um,
guess it would just be an
like in,
adaptation. It's just history.
yeah,
I
like
guess
in
I
a
would put it for it.
movie, it's
Yeah.
nonfiction, but it's also um, just like a biopic. Like a biopic when they present history in a narrative form. They have to kind of like
Fill in some details
fill in
here
the
and there.
blanks. So
Yeah, because
sometimes,
you
and
don't
so
know
like
how they,
so
said
I
a
do kind of
specific thing.
just consider it all historical fiction. Like when I'm talking about history, I tend to more like trust maybe a documentary over a biopic.
Yeah, I get what
But
you're
even
saying.
documentaries can be biased. So I don't know. But the point is, it's based off of real history, and it's
Yeah,
really good.
nice.
I just wanted to clarify my comment
Yeah,
with that.
it's such a weird term to
Yeah.
like know the right thing to call something like that.
Hmm.
I get it.
And the distinction matters because like we got stuff like Bridgerton now, which is also based off of real history, but it's also very fictionalized.
Very
You know what I'm saying?
fictionalized. Yeah.
So like it's I think it's important for people to recognize the difference. like
Also that, yeah.
like this story is less fictionalized than like Bridgerton, but but they do mention how they did a lot of research, but they had to kind of like just kind of tell it in a narrative form. That's all
Yeah.
I'm trying to
To make it,
say
yeah, to
about
make
that.
it a story.
Yeah. So the next book I would like to mention, or I guess it's two books. Like there's two Miles Morales books that came out recently. So here I've got Reborn Ultimate Impact #1, or I guess technically it's listed as Ultimate Impact Reborn #1. So I'm like, why they put Reborn at the top?
Before the other one, yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't like little things like that annoy me, but I'll let it go. Um, but overall, this is following up on his other recent Ultimate mini. I think it was called Ultimate Spider-Man. What was it called? Not
Not convergence. I know what you're talking about. It was him crossing over into the. I don't remember what it was called.
Ultimate Spider-Man, not Impact. Um, this is gonna bother me until I remember it.
I wonder if I can find it real
Not
quick.
Incursion. Incursion is what it
Incursion.
was.
I knew it was like something with an I was like, convergence is not it. That's a DC thing.
Right, right.
Incursion. Dang. Okay,
So
good job.
thank you. So this is following up on that. Um, the main reason I bought this is because I knew this issue would feature the debut of the new Wonder Man, who
Yeah, I was
is
gonna ask about that. Yeah.
like there's a Black Wonder Man in this book, or a man who is going to become Wonder Man, I guess. And I guess that's some synergy with the new Wonder Man TV show.
Yeah.
But I feel very confused about how they did it because, like, it's not Simon Williams. It's not Ultimate version of Simon Williams. It's
It's
literally just
just
a totally different
another
guy
guy.
in the 616.
That is
Um,
confusing.
the traditional Simon Williams still exists, so it's like, um, we'll see where any of this goes.
Yeah, they're
I
like,
do,
He's recognizable, but also it's a completely different guy.
yeah, and
Strange.
it's not just Simon Williams. They're basically introducing new takes on all these characters: Captain Marvel,
I saw people complaining
Doctor
about Doctor
Strange,
Strange
Juggernaut.
having a an origin box thing because they're like, he got his through training in magic. How do you have
Right,
training in a box?
right.
It's
They
fine.
got a lot of explaining to do,
They
and
do.
I do worry that this might be another book that introduces new characters who eventually fade away
Just
because
fall away
they.
completely. That's what it
But
feels like will happen to me, but we'll
you never
see.
know,
Yeah,
so we'll just have to wait
some
and see.
people hit, but yeah. Did you how was the issue? Did you end up reading it yet or
Yeah, I read it. It was fine. I mean, like
just
I said,
fine?
it was like I said, it's an introductory issue.
Yeah.
It's by Chris Condon as the writer, so this is his first time writing Miles Morales, as far as I know.
Okay. Chris
Um,
Condon. Did he have a Green Arrow run?
he's
Is that who I'm thinking of?
I don't know, but he is doing Ultimate Wolverine. That's what I know him from.
Gotcha.
Um,
He did
and
do a
the
Green Arrow.
artist,
Okay.
the artist is it Stefano Caselli? I think so. Like, yeah, very reliable artist there. Got some good stuff on the art. But the story, it's just like it's a #1, so it's setting things up. You don't know where it's going. You don't know if it matters. So So it's hard to be invested on number one for me.
Yeah. Do you know how long it's going? I
I
imagine it's just
assume
like
it's
a
another
four.
mini, like
Yeah.
probably 4, 5 issues.
Gotcha. It feels like an event thing, but it's like they're not really making a big event of it. Does it tie into the Armageddon stuff or no?
So what
It,
it's tied to the Ultimate Endgame stuff.
yeah,
So Ultimate Universe, as we know it, they're telling us that it's ending.
ending. Yeah.
I I have a hard time believing that because, like we talked about before, there's always a new number one. Like this is the
It's true.
second reboot of the Ultimate Universe, so like I can't believe that anything really ends in comic books. But and honestly, this is an effort to continue the Ultimate Universe, but it's set in the 616. So like it's dragging Ultimate concepts
Into the,
into the
yeah, I
616 for now.
always I'm always a little disappointed that they don't let those other universes like try to make it longer before go like I'm one of the
It's
people who
questionable,
complain
yeah,
that Gwen Stacy, the Ghost Spider or Spider Woman, whatever she's called, is now like fully part of the 616 because I thought her universe was really interesting and different. But
yeah,
I get why they're like, oh, she's popular. We can't have her in another universe. Pull the popular person over here. It's just, I mean, and the same with Miles. I'm glad he's in the 616 because they weren't going
yeah,
to do anything with Ultimate anymore. But at the same time, I'm like, give those other universes a shot. Um, Ultimate's ending is crazy to me because it seemed like it was doing pretty well. But yeah.
yeah. Like it doesn't seem to be going out strong. Like I
Mm.
caught up with Ultimate Endgame, and I don't think a lot of people are into it. Like a lot of people feel like it's fallen off, and they're mad that it's ending, and particularly the way that they're ending it for a lot of these characters is like
Yeah, like
pretty
really disappoinning,
pretty
disrespectful. Like,
disappointing to say the least. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's some twists yet to come. Like fake out. Like like you thought we did this, but we're actually gonna do that.
We
So
we put it in a pocket universe and gave it to Franklin Richards to keep track of. Just something. I don't know.
yeah, it's very. We'll see how this ends up. I mean, it's it's called Ultimate for a reason. It's got to end, right? It's
It's
the
gotta
last
end.
thing. I
Um, well, I don't know
don't
if it's
know.
jumping too far into future stuff, but what are your thoughts on the upcoming Midnight Universe
I am
teases?
not interested at all at the moment. Like maybe my opinion will change, but
Yeah.
like I'm like I I'm just like again like why are we doing something?
Well, the thing that
Why are we doing
scares
another
me.
AU type of thing? Is the
We're doing
thing,
another AU, which I'd be fine with. The thing that makes me really nervous is that Hickman is in charge of the X-Men one, and Hickman will spin up these events and universes and then be like, "Okay, I'm done," and walk away. And the next person who steers the ship is like, "I don't know." And so that really worries me. Unless he's super in love with this concept that he's doing. He's not in charge of the whole universe though this time.
right?
He's doing the X-Men side of things. I do like how he X-Mens, so it could be fine, but it
Like it's
worries me
definitely
attached
my
because now I don't expect it to live very long.
yeah. I'm with you 100% because like at this point I'm very skeptical of Hickman books where like he does what you said. He starts a new thing and he doesn't really stick around see it through. And he hands it off to someone else. And it's like, where's it going? Like, like
Yeah,
I'm like this is the problem with ongoings where it's like
when it
it,
changes hands.
yeah, like is it
Yeah.
supposed to have an ongoing arc? Is it supposed to be a shorter story? Like I don't even know anymore. Like I think Hickman, because of his status, he's more likely to get an ongoing whether he wants it or not. Whereas
Yeah, I
other
don't know what's going
creators
on
might
with
want one and
him.
they don't get them.
Yeah. I don't
So
know if he's being, yeah, if he's being held back by editorial sometimes or like I don't know. Imperial, the whole Imperial thing really bothered me because I thought it was cool that they were changing the status quo of Marvel's space stuff. And then every book that came out of that got canceled, essentially.
yeah, it was a bit of a flop in
It
in
was a
terms of
swing, and
being
yeah,
sustained. I mean,
and
I was
it was
interested
sad.
in some of the storylines. I definitely like Black Panther Intergalactic. I was like all on that, but like I know you're a big fan of the Nova stuff, and like, there's
Yeah.
something for everybody. Like I think the intentions were good, but I think the execution was lacking.
Yeah,
Um,
I just
and I
yeah.
think again, I think they're competing with themselves. Like, how do you expect people to follow all these different events at the same time? Imperial was going on. You had Age of Revelation. You had One World Under Doom. In addition to all the regular solos
Yep.
and like minis, and it's like it's too much, really. Like if
It
you want
really
people to pay
is.
attention to it, less is more. I think.
Well, that's why to me, well, I don't follow DC as closely, right? So I don't feel like there's a big like ongoing thing going on with them right now. They just have their individual stories happening. It's supposed to tie back into stuff that DCKO set up, but it's not like everything's about one thing or there's a big event happening. And then there's the absolute universe, and they're very separate, at least for the most part, right now. And that's easy to like jump onto one or the other. At Marvel, they keep, yeah, doing an event that spills over onto another event, and then you're like, what do I follow? Like, what's actually happening? It's tough. And I'm such a
Yeah.
big like Marvel guy that I hate seeing them make missteps like this. Like they're getting criticized really heavily right now for how many ads they put in their comics. And I agree. It disrupts story flow and everything. Um,
Interesting. Like
but
honestly, they don't
I
bother
like
me that much. Like I kind of love house ads because I like to see what other books are coming
they're
out.
coming.
Like
They've just been showing like a lot of people are going on social media and showing like how many, and it really is a lot. And I noticed it reading, I think it was Inglorious X-Force this time, where I'm like, yeah, that was too many. Um, but
I think I
it's
might be
tough because I
in the
love
minority on that
yeah,
because
it's tough because I really love like I am more attached to Marvel's characters overall, and I'm like, Marvel, stop making me have to defend you with your short series and your ads and everything. Because DC is like definitely having a moment, and I like don't want Marvel to become the one that's easy to pick on because of these
yeah,
little flaws. I'm like, there really is some great like storylines happening. There
yeah.
are great writers and artists at Marvel. But yeah, it's tough to get out there enough. Once you have some momentum behind you, like the Absolute Universe is crushing it. And so everything they do is like very heavily focused on and gets a lot of hype. And right now Marvel is like doesn't have that big like wow factor
Well,
thing, which
but
is I
I
think they're
have to
trying
say
for
though,
Midnight. Yeah.
I do think this relates back to DC so white, Marvel kind of white.
Kind of pretty white, pretty white.
But Marvel, I do think has always leaned into diversity more than DC. If you like overall over the years, um, but they're not perfect. But
Absolutely, yeah.
but I do think it works against them in the terms of like right now we're seeing a huge push against diversity culturally in our country in the world. Like it's it's I mean there's different things
Yeah,
happening in different parts of the world, but specifically in the United States, you know, it's not unique to comic books that we're seeing a push against diversity.
true.
It's in Hollywood. It's on TV. It's like lots of things are getting canceled. Like it's our government. Like it's literally
Yeah,
terrible. So like I think like we have to change the entire culture if we want to see you know more diversity and equality in comic books. And so
yeah,
like when Marvel leans into diverse leads in their books, even if they don't necessarily sell well, I feel like the Absolute Universe. I don't think that they've led it. I lost my
leaned
word. I don't think
leaned
that
into
they've
it.
leaned into diversity
Gotcha.
in the same way that the Ultimate Universe has. Like the Ultimate Universe, if you read Ultimates like by Dennis Camp, like it's very you know like
Yeah,
very political, very making a statement. Whereas if you read the Absolute books, it's also political, but it's not as diverse,
yeah,
and for me that's been a struggle as a
yeah.
fan of the Absolute books.
The only one they'll really point to is the Absolute Green Lantern, which
It's
is
really
also yeah, which
holding
is
a lot
also
up for the
yeah, exactly where they're like, oh wait, well we have one, and it's like yikes. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird time just everywhere, but
yeah.
I hope that Marvel bounces back from being a little bit of a punching bag currently, but I also hope they improve and give people a chance, like continue to give chances to writers and artists to get out there.
And they are. I do want to mention this book real quick. I had held it up
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
the
that's
other
right.
Miles book, Astonishing Miles Morales, Spider-Man: The Art of Thwip, because you
What a
can't just
title.
call it Spider-Man. It's
That the art of Thwip thing seems like that would be if it was collected in a trade paperback.
well,
I
it
feel
is a
like
collection. Like I didn't
that
realize with
is a
this when I
collection.
picked it up. This is
Okay.
actually a collection of Infinity comic books.
Okay, that explains it.
So
That makes sense.
so yeah, like that explains why there's so many titles
Yeah.
and what to expect when you get this book. And it's interesting. It's very lighthearted. It's very classic superheroes and silly villains who are stealing stuff. Like it doesn't really get super deep, and that's okay. Not every comic book has to be super deep.
Yeah.
But it's a nice read for people
And a
who are
lot of
interested in the
and a lot of
characters.
the Infinity comics are like that. They're just kind of like a taste.
Yeah.
They don't have the time or like space to get into all that.
But
So, yeah.
Miles is getting a solo book again in August, so pre-order that. Get it on your radar, everybody, if you're interested, because like this is why people aren't saying Marvel so white as much as they're saying DC so white, because at least Marvel has at least one upcoming ongoing
Yeah, I was about to say, and
announced.
they had they had Storm that's ending. They had Black Panther, like
Like this is why, like it's hard to defend these companies. Like I'm not trying to defend them so much as I am
yeah, because
trying
like how
to
could you be like, hey, look, they have one.
at least
Like,
one. No,
yeah,
no, but like what I am trying to do is shout out all the creators and all the characters who we do have quality work out that needs to be highlighted. Like people
yeah,
would miss it if we don't talk about it. So like
yeah.
you got Cody Ziegler, you've got some cool
Is
artists here.
is Cody Ziegler going to be on the new one too for
I don't
Miles
think
or
so.
no?
I think the new
Okay,
one is Brian Hill.
okay.
So it's still a black creator as the writer. I don't know who the artist is going to be.
Because Cody Ziegler was writing him for a while.
Yeah, Cody Ziegler did this whole the whole previous era here. So yeah, um, there's that. I do want to shout out Daredevil real quick. We just had our Daredevil
Oh
season
yeah, yeah, yeah.
two review, so I've been reading the comic books. Stephanie Phillips is the new writer of Daredevil. I don't know if I've shown this one yet. I picked up issue one with the Alex Maleev
Nice.
cover variant.
I got the where's mine? I got the Daniel Warren Johnson cover for
Ooh,
mine.
there were so many good variants for this
There
one. It
were
was so
really
hard to
good choices
choose.
for it. This one is also a short box, but I did not get that one. But yeah, that's that
Nice.
one. Looks good.
And also for number two, I wanted to share this on the Daredevil Born Again, but I forgot. But here I picked up the Ryan
Oh, yeah,
Mandering
yeah.
Marvel Studios variant for number two, where you
That's
got
really good.
the Charlie Cox new costume. I guess like gotta
Gotta
celebrate
get
the
it. Gotta,
moment.
gotta. Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I don't remember which
so
cover I got for two, but it wasn't that one.
I
Uh,
also wanted the Bill Sienkiewicz cover. I was like, which one do I pick? I was like, I really hate picking up two different covers of the same book.
I did
So
that recently. I don't like it
I do
either.
it
I'm like, I
sometimes,
can't
but
do it. Yeah, I can't do it too much. That
yeah,
that cuts out my budget for another possible book, so it's a
exactly.
difficult
It's
choice.
like they really tempt us. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm going to do
unless
it
I
again.
know, yeah,
I'm
unless
going to
I
do
know
it
it
again
can
next
get
week.
signed, then I'll get two like that if there's a signing coming up or something. But yeah, what two are you getting next week?
So next week, there's a new Hulkling Wiccan book coming out.
Oh yeah, I forget the subtitle on that.
Raid of Ultron.
There it is.
So I couldn't resist. I pre-ordered two covers because I was like, how do I choose between Russell Dauterman and Luciano Vecchio? And it's practically Pride Month. Like I gotta support them both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vecchio's got a bunch of Pride covers coming up, I believe. I know there's one for Inglorious X-Force because I'm like, that's the cover I'm getting. It's a Helverine.
And there's a Vecchio X-Men United cover coming up, a Pride cover for Kitty Pride, which is
Oh, very
which is huge,
nice.
guys. Like I don't think people understand that Eve Ewing is the first writer to acknowledge Kitty Pride as queer. Like she has a girlfriend now, and like for decades, everyone's like, "Is Kitty queer?" Like she's very close to Rachel, she's very close to Ileana, she's very close to all these other characters. But
And Eve is like, yes,
yes,
absolutely.
And
undeniably, yeah.
but unfortunately, Eve had to do that thing that most writers are doing these days, where like, yes, you finally get a queer character, but they don't get to be with the character that fans have shipped them with for years. Like,
Yeah,
like the same thing happened with Tim Drake, um, and probably other characters I can't think of right now. But
yeah.
it's kind of
I
annoying.
know. Whenever like Tim came out, it was like, but we're not going to do Tim Connor. Is that
Right,
okay? Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
like you don't know how many queer millennials are like Tim
Tim
Con, like
Connor.
for decades.
Uh, it's yeah,
And then we got queer John Kent, and like no one cared about John Kent. It's like who is he?
yeah. It's like if it was Connor, that could have had a different kind of impact. But
Like
and then I
I
guess
accept
they
John
can't
Kent. I'm
have
not
two.
knocking him.
Yeah, I
I
guess
just feel
they
like
can't have two queer members of the Superman family. Like,
I guess.
frustrating.
Yeah. So there's that. Um, but yeah, lots of good stuff to look forward to. So hopefully we'll have another comic book club next month.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
great. I hope so.
I do want to shout out one more book that I have right here. I did read this last night. Batman Wonder Woman Truth by Jeff Loeb and Jim Chung.
Yeah,
Um, this was I was like, what is this book? Like it's not a typical like it's not stapled. It has like a very
it's
interesting
like a
binding.
tiny, yeah, it's like a tiny trade paperback instead of a.
Almost, yeah, like it's I don't think it's like that much thicker than a regular issue.
Is it a one shot or
Maybe
a?
it's a graphic novel because it doesn't have any ads in it. It's a one shot.
Okay, I don't know why I thought
I
it
had
was
to pick
like.
this up because
Yeah,
I like Jim Chung. I think a lot of his art is really great.
yeah,
He does have a tendency to give everyone the same face and maybe even the same body shape, but when half the characters are wearing masks, does it really matter
it's fine.
in different
Yeah,
costumes? So, um, but the art is cool. Jeff Loeb, I actually think Jeff Loeb writes a lot of great stories. Like I know he's controversial. I know he's said some things that and done some things that are not all kosher, but I think in general, um, I think he's a good writer, and he has a. I think we got give him some respect for that because I loved
I
it. All
I've
the
gotten
Marvel,
books signed by him. Like, yeah,
yeah, like I love all the
check him
Marvel
out.
color books, Daredevil Yellow,
Hmm.
Hulk Gray, um,
Spider-Man Blue.
Spider-Man Blue. That was a
Yeah,
classic. So like, you can never make me hate those books. I mean,
yeah. I don't think I've read Hulk Gray yet.
that's a good one.
I need to
Even
check it out.
Captain America White, which I think we've talked about before.
We
Like
did talk about like, ooh, I
it's
don't
got
know
an
about that
unfortunate
title.
name. I
It
think they've
does.
renamed it to just plain Captain America,
Oh, really? Smart.
but
That's so funny.
but
It was a bad time
yeah,
to
like I mean,
to do that.
honestly, I'm not even mad at the title though because like I mean, it's not about him being white. It's just about what the color white represents, I guess. Like Emma Frost. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
was about to say. I mean, yeah, if Batman White Knight gets a pass, then I think Captain America White is
I
fine.
mean, if we can have truth red, white, and black, we can have Captain America white. I'm
That's
not too
true.
mad
That's
about
true. That's true. Like,
it.
oof.
It's actually a good story, and the art, Tim Sale. Anything Tim Sale did, may he
Tim
rest in
Sale, yeah.
peace. Like I miss him so much. But anyway, back to the topic of Batman Wonder Woman. This was notable because how often do you get Batman Wonder Woman team ups? You get Batman Superman team ups all the time,
Yep. I think you
and
even get Superman Wonder Woman more than you get Wonder Woman Batman. Like, yeah,
and
cool.
like and this is only a one shot. Like this is all we get. Um, but I'm always there. Like the Hikatea by Greg Rucka was great when
It
they did that
was.
team up. I
Yeah,
think
that's a good
Liam
one.
Sharp. I think he had like a team up book for a while of these two. Um, so you know, it should be done more. Although this book did have one particular line that I did not like at all because
Uh-oh.
this is set during the Hush era, you know, because Jeff Loeb, you know,
Yeah, it's gonna
um,
be.
and so this storyline is kind of about Wonder Woman coming to Gotham, and she's trying to like talk to Bruce about his new relationship with Catwoman,
Hmm.
and he don't want to talk about it, of course.
I don't want to talk about my feelings.
Right.
I'm Batman.
But then Wonder Woman has this line where she's in the Batcave with Catwoman,
Uh-huh.
and she says, "Do not for do not think for a second I meant this as any sort of female bonding." And I'm like, like I always wonder like why do they often write Wonder Woman as hostile to other women? Like I never understand it. Like
Yeah.
I prefer the when they write Wonder
Like
Woman as
looks
someone
at the
who
camera and says, "This isn't a girl power moment." Like you don't need to do that. I don't.
and then it is. I will say it does come back later, and then Catwoman says the same thing back to her, and they actually
So it's a
are kind of bonding. It's kind
callback.
of sarcastic,
Okay.
but
I guess it's yeah.
it's still unfortunate because I'm like I don't like when Wonder Woman is male centered when she is hostile to other women. I like her when she is actively trying to build the sisterhood in man's world as much
Yeah.
as from Paradise Island. Like I can't stand it when she's like obsessed with Steve Trevor or even Batman or Superman. Like can
Yeah.
she can she do her own
Just
thing?
do her own thing. Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm biased or maybe I don't know. Fans, tell me what you think. Like tell me if you agree or disagree. Should Wonder Woman like be making
I
these
mean,
weird
I know.
comments to
Well,
other
I was about
women?
to say, I know, like, right now, Tom King's Wonder Woman is getting a lot of flack for how she's being written from some people,
Yeah,
where
I
they're
don't
like,
like it.
yeah, I haven't read that series.
I haven't read most of it, but from what I have read, I did not like it, so I just didn't keep
Yeah,
reading.
I
Um,
saw what it was about, and then I just,
and no shade to Tom King. I do like some of his other work.
yeah, I was about to say, I like Vision. I actually liked Human Target a lot. Um, I still haven't read the New Gods one that he did. The what was that? I can't remember the name. Mr. Miracle. I haven't read his Mr.
Oh,
Miracle yet, but
really? That one was one of my favorites by him.
I have to,
But
still have to check it out.
I think they're making an animated series on that coming out eventually.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of animated series, X-Men 97 season 2 has got to be coming out soon. I think that a trailer leaked.
Yeah, when
I'm
is
trying
that?
not to watch it until I see the official trailer.
I've seen like art, like promotional art that they've got out there and everything, and it looks like X Factor is going to feature heavily,
X
and I
Factor, new
could not be more
uniforms,
excited. I hope that,
Apocalypse.
yeah, I hope that they in the credits or something at least give like a really heartfelt shout out to Peter David and his X
Yeah,
Factor
they
work.
have to.
I
They
think
have
it
to.
would be, yeah, I think it would be a big miss to not do that because he was so instrumental in those
Yeah,
stories. Love his X Factor. So yeah, I hope that gets some kind of nod. But I'm just excited to see my X Factor people in play. I'm a big multiple man guy, so that's gonna be, yeah,
yeah.
that's it's gonna be a good season for me for sure.
Looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can do some reviews when that comes around. Also, I think in 2 days or maybe this Wednesday, the so 3 days from now, the Spider-Man Noir series is going to air on Amazon
Oh yeah,
Prime. So I don't know how many people are tuning into Amazon Prime or not, but
yeah. I don't have
um,
Prime, so I don't know when I'll see it.
right. But I think for fans of the character and for fans of Nick Cage, I think it's pretty exciting to check that out. Um,
Ooh. I was just looking because I know it was coming soon, but My Adventures with Superman season 3 is next month, June 14th
okay.
it starts. I love that series. So
See,
I'm excited.
that's something I can't quite embrace yet. I've tried. I've tried.
It's very anime,
Yeah, I've
so
done like seven
sometimes
or
if
so
it, yeah, if
episodes.
that bounces off of you, it doesn't really work
Like
fully.
the anime sensibilities don't work for me because like I feel like all the character designs of the villains are like I'm like who are these people?
Who is this for? They do look very different. Like they took a lot of. I think we're gonna get closer to more like standard design this season, but they've shown that like Cyborg Superman's in this season, Superboy, Connor Kent. So I'm like, okay, I'm in. And then there's
Yeah, I
the
might
new
try to
series. There's
give it
the
a few
absolute,
more
not
episodes, see if
absolute.
I can get
My
with it.
Adventures with Green Lantern is going to be coming out, I think, next year or late this year. And that's cool because it's a Jessica Cruz focused series.
Hmm. So
So,
yeah, lots of stuff on the radar. I mean, Supergirl movie's coming out next month in
is that
June.
next month? Oh my God.
Hmm.
I bet it's during my trip. I'm taking a trip in June, and I bet
Late
you it's
June.
gonna mid-June is my trip, so maybe it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's like June 26th. I want to say.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Yeah.
and what else is happening in June? I think we touched on a lot of the big things. If I if anyone else thinks of something, let us know in the comments. Um, oh, I did want to mention He-Man. He-Man is coming out on June
Oh yeah.
5th. I don't know what to think about that movie. I
I'm
mean,
probably just not gonna watch it. I've never been a big He-Man guy, but also Jared Leto's not a guy that I'm fond of.
yeah,
So it's yeah.
like I think if I watch it, it'll be a movie that I might like. Like the sensibility of it from the trailer seems to be something that I would like.
Yeah.
But you know, I do feel bad about the fact that the creator of He-Man, he died last month, and before he died, he had a GoFundMe for his hospital bills for his family, and it's
Oh,
like I'm like, how do you build a summer blockbuster movie and not take care of
whole
the creator?
universe. I mean, yeah, same. It's the same thing with Peter David, where it's like
Yeah,
this is,
exactly, and
yeah,
it's
this is
nothing
such a
new. Like
big
we've seen this
creator.
over and over and over, and
Don't
it's
take
very
care of your
terrible.
creatives. Yeah. Ah,
It's
that
like
is. I didn't even know about that for the He-Man creator. That sucks.
Yeah, so like I haven't seen people talk about this on Threads very much. I did see a viral post on Blue Sky about this.
I need to get
And
back into using Blue Sky.
occasionally I pop over there, see what people are talking about. So I don't know. I think I'll eventually watch it. I mean, it's got my girl Camila Mendez in it, and I'm a big Riverdale fan, so I love her. I definitely want to see what she's up to.
Nice.
And then Nicholas Skalitzine, I think that's how you say his name. Like he's a rising star.
Mm-mm.
Um, I've seen a lot of stuff he's done. I'm not a big fan, but I also don't hate him. I mean, I think he looks exactly like He-Man is supposed to look. Like I
Yeah,
hate
no,
that
I think that's solid. Yeah.
I hate that people are criticizing his body already because I'm like there's already people saying he's not big enough. I'm like he's bigger. He's big enough, y'all. Like he's clearly
Yeah,
worked out for this role. Like
people really need to I'm just always uncomfortable when people get way too into talking about like a person's body. It's like that's a person. Like
like
you can
he
only
definitely
yeah.
bulked up for this role, and
Yeah,
and and I think we have to acknowledge the fact that even where he's at is an illusion. Like Hollywood presents these illusions of what the ideal male and female form is supposed to look like,
exactly. Yeah.
and like he's already given interviews talking about how like as soon as the role is over, he's like, I'm eating mac and cheese. Like I'm like
Yeah.
my next role said I can eat whatever I want. Like
Yes.
yeah. So
Uh
like I just I don't like that aspect of it.
yeah.
Um I do um I'm excited to see him play straight because like so often he plays gay, and I have lots of opinions about straight actors who play gay all the time. And so I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm sure
Gotcha.
people who follow me have heard me rant about it before. But because Nicholas Galitzine is about to be in the sequel to Red Royal Royal White and Blue or whatever, where
Hmm.
he's like the Prince of England. He's gay and he's got a boyfriend who is American. Um, did you
I
hear
don't know
about
this
that?
series. I don't know this series at all.
Like before He Had Rivalry was a thing, this was like a movie that people were talking about like a couple years ago,
Oh, it's a movie, not a
and
series. Sorry. Yeah.
and oh, it's based off of a book series,
Okay.
and like all these things are, and then so I watched that movie, and this is I'm just gonna state my frustration because Nicholas Galitzine has had lots of roles. He was in Bottoms, he's in He-Man, he was in that Cinderella movie,
Hmm.
that was terrible, but But the other actor, Zachar Perez, who is a brown person, I think he's might be Latino. He hasn't gotten any other roles. Like, why is he not
Yeah.
getting roles? He was equally talented. They both were top billed. Like, I don't understand this. But again, to the point of the lack of diversity in a lot of things, it's just really frustrating. Oh, the other thing that's coming out that's queer is Interview with a Vampire is now becoming
A
the
movie,
Vampire
right?
Lestat. I think that's coming out in a few days or in June.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it, and it's funny because I have Anne Rice on my shelf.
Oh,
Because
really?
I really liked Queen of the Damned, Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, I've read several of the books, but I haven't got into the series, and I need
Did you
to
ever watch the
finish them.
old movie with Leo?
No,
Not Leo DiCaprio.
Brad, oh yeah,
Brad
Brad
Pitt
Pitt.
and Tom
Yeah,
Cruise.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't seen
like
that. So just
so
just a reader, yeah.
interesting because like
But
I've never read the books.
I've heard that he nails it. The Lestat actor is like perfect. And then I hear a lot of praise for Louise as well.
I mean,
So
they're both great as actors. Again, I could rant about, why, you know, I could rant about the racial dynamics of it because I feel like Louis in particular has been snubbed by a lot of awards organizations. Hasn't gotten an Emmy.
yeah.
He's not getting celebrated for this role, even though he's doing an amazing job. And then on top of that, now they're changing the title to The Vampire Lestat. Now it's
So
all
it's
about
all
Lestat.
him, yeah.
And like when it was Interview with a Vampire, I was cool with it because we had multiple leads, right?
Hmm.
And it had a lot of diversity. And even though from episode one, I felt like it was a terrible toxic relationship. Like I feel like
It's
Lestat did.
gonna be, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
He's
Lestat
the
did not
worst.
give
Yeah.
consent. Like he asks Louis, if he can if he wants to become a vampire or something, but
Yeah.
it's under duress. Like he just murdered like a priest in the church, and like he's like covered in blood.
He's
He's like,
traumatized.
"Do you want
Yeah.
to be with me?" Like yes. Like what are you supposed to say to that? Like
I don't want to die.
right. Like,
Oh goodness.
so like ever
I
since
need to watch
then,
the series. I really
it's
do
a
because
good.
I've heard,
It's an interesting. It's well done series, but it
yeah.
it, it is definitely toxic. Like
It's I was about to say, it's about toxic people. Like
yeah,
it's
it's about
gonna
toxic people, and there's a place for that. But just don't go into it looking for like positive queer role models.
heroes.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Fair. Yeah, no. No, I've read the books. I know, I know it's not gonna be good. As far as healthy
So, have you read up
relationships
to
go.
the point in the books where they go to Atlantis and is Namor involved? Like what?
I have not read that far in the series.
Because I
I
was reading
found
up
out
on
about
Wikipedia,
after
I
the
was like,
fact.
what?
Yeah, no, I think the last one that I got was I can't remember if it's called The Case of the Body Switcher or something like that. That was an interesting one. It's not The Case of, but that was a good one too.
Well, I'll try to give this new season a chance. Yeah, I'm not incredibly enthused about the direction it's going, but it might still be good. Um, what else? I think that's about it. So,
Yeah, I was
do you have any final thoughts?
trying to think if there was another movie or anything coming out in the comic space for that, but I don't. Oh, the Street Fighter movie, but that's later in the
Oh,
year.
Street
That
Fighter
was
and Mortal Kombat, right?
Yes, Mortal Kombat I think is out this week
Already
or
out, yeah.
is already out. Yeah. And then Street Fighter looks insane. I that was one of the games that I had growing up as a kid, so I feel like I have to go watch it. I had on the Super Nintendo Super Street Fighter 2. So I'm gonna check that out. But yeah, otherwise I don't think there's any other big like media thing. I just will say go support your local comic shops, talk to people. I go into the shop and like now I am fully recognized and get recommendations that I very much
Right?
appreciate. It's nice. It's a good way to get out, feel some connection out there in the world, and then you get to
Like,
talk about it online with other nerds, which can also be
right?
fun or very frustrating.
Yeah,
That one's hit or miss, but it's still I think worth a shot. It lets you think about what you're reading more than just going through and reading it. So that's why I
absolutely.
enjoy these sessions of talking about books because it's like, well, what does this book say? Like,
Right, right.
what is supporting this book say, even in some cases? So
Yeah, and
it's a
just to
good
hear
time.
other people's opinions. Like, we don't all think the same. We don't all enjoy the same things. So
Yeah, well, and we all
sometimes
end
it's
up in
great
our
to,
little bubbles where it's like, oh, in my bubble, no one's reading X-Men, and someone else is like, oh no, like X-Men is the book. So it's
th-
good to get different perspectives.
yes. So thank you for like pointing out how important it is to visit a local comic shop if you have one. And if you don't, visit your library. If you can do that, if you can't do that, go online. There's so many different ways to enjoy comic books. I do want to shout out that Doomquest #1 is coming out next week or this week. Um, I don't know too much about
I don't either.
how
Yeah,
they're bringing back Doom since One World Under Doom, but He's already coming back in one way or another, so that's interesting, something to keep an eye on. Um, Indie wise, I am trying. There's a new issue of Phantom of the Opera coming out next week,
Oh,
which
nice, nice,
I've been buying that book. I haven't read it yet, so I'll hopefully by the next time we meet, I'll have read it. But it looks really cool.
nice.
Um, oh, and my comic book store. If you're in the DMV area, if you can make it to Third Eye Annapolis, they're doing another signing next week of Matt Fraction. So if you're reading his Batman run,
Oh, very
I'm
cool.
like I've been buying his Batman run. Like, hopefully I can get a couple of those issues signed.
I'm always bringing books that like aren't the focus of a sighting to the sighting,
Well, you
so
can
I
do
would
that as
I
well.
would bring
Yeah,
like sex criminals. Like, oh,
yep.
find this one. Like, yeah.
Like I'm sure they actually probably appreciate people enjoying their
They
other work
usually
as
are like,
well.
oh, cool, yeah. So it's fun.
Um, so I think that's about all the other upcoming things I wanted to shout out. You had briefly mentioned Avengers Armageddon. That's coming out June 10th.
Yep.
So, lots of stuff to be tuned into. Um, and until next time, my friends, Excelsior! Like, follow, subscribe.
Do that.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.